Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Beware the Board, a horror podcast where we watch a different horror movie every week. I'm Bob.
And I'm Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Hey, Bob. Woo!
Oh my God! Hold on. For Ben, look at what you did to the audio. I have never seen a solid block of white like that in my life.
I use my chest.
Oh, you should do that more often so you're not so quiet.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna cut that one because that one probably will burst someone's eardrum.
I burst probably both of them, but
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Hi, everybody.
you know the deal. So we're not even gonna try.
What? I'm trying.
No, I meant like we're not even gonna try to do it. This is what we're doing.
What are we doing, Ben? I don't know.
Fuck you. We're watching Friday the 13th Part 6.
Part 6. The furthest we've come in any slasher franchise, and I'm scared.
Yeah.
Benjamin.
It's only
It can't go any further downhill.
well,
It can't get worse.
that's an interesting thing for you to say.
It can't get any worse.
Because there is 6 more movies after this one.
There's no way, bro. There's no way. Look, I'm just really upset after 5. That's all. 4 was really good. And I just I'm just so afraid, man. Like, we've never come this far in a slasher franchise that's this long. And after the train wreck that was the last movie, I just don't see how it could get any worse. But I know it can.
It can
And
always get worse.
I am not prepared for that.
Remember, Bob. What if things get worse before they get better?
They're not. Hopefully they get better. I want them to get better, Ben. We are at rock bottom.
Pog bottom?
Rock bottom.
That
Okay?
was a funny joke for me and not for Bob.
Okay, I was confused.
So there's a okay. This is a complete aside, but I'm gonna
Okay.
explain it to Bob. You know the Binding of Isaac, right?
Yep.
There's an item called rock bottom,
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
and it's poggers.
Oh.
So it's pog bottom.
Pog bottom.
And
okay.
you can get a mod that just has a rock with the pog face on it.
Okay. I didn't know if you meant like Pog like the Twitch emote or Pog a different thing.
Twitch emote.
Yeah, like the little like Pog like a little Pepe that's pogging? You know what I'm
I'll
talking about?
pull it up. This is complete aside.
Yeah, I know it is. I was talking about how this last movie was the rock bottom of the franchise and we can only climb up from here.
Well, that's debatable.
I don't think it might be. You're right. It might be. It might be. But I have hope, Benjamin, because I'm hope they learned their lesson from last time. It's a funny picture. That's all I wanted to mention before we actually started talking about this film is that I'm hopeful.
Bob, you're like the Sonic kid.
When will you learn? When will you learn that your actions have consequences? That's me right now. I want them to learn that their actions have consequences, and their consequences are they should make a good movie.
Oh, well, that's not a consequence.
No,
That's a
it's a-
suggestion.
I'm just mad, man.
Okay. Well, moving on. Bob, what do you think's gonna happen in this movie? What are your predictions?
I'm just gonna ask you so I don't get yelled at. How spoiler am I allowed to be right now?
We're far enough in now that I think you can be
Okay.
decently
Look,
spoilery. Not
I-
blatant, but like, you know.
I can't believe what happened at the end of the last film. And the fact that Jason is dead for real
I mean, yeah, we watched the final chapter.
is crazy.
It's the last movie in his story.
So, if they somehow manage to not bring him back in 5 and then bring him back in 6 for some reason, I'm going to lose my mind.
Well, remember the ending of 5.
I know. But they're going to scrap it.
Oh, you think so?
I hope so. Not that guy did a bad Tommy Jarvis.
Do you think this is just going to be a completely unrelated movie? Do you think it's going to be a Halloween 3 situation?
No.
Do you think
absolutely
you're going to
not.
be blown out
No.
of the water?
No, absolutely not. If this is a Halloween 3 situation, I think I'll hang myself on podcast. I think I'll actually just like go get my gun and blow my brains out on audio.
I
so
love the
everyone can hear it.
implication there is I just watched and did nothing.
Well, yeah. I've made a choice. You can choose to stop me. But look, if you're 6 movies in and you do that, you should I don't even know. Now I'm starting to get angry before we've even watched the movie,
They
Ben.
wanted to do something new. You said they should try something new, right?
I didn't say they should try something new. It would be nice, but, I don't know. My hope is, please, for the love of God, just, I don't care how you do it, bring Jason back and explain it to me, please. In a not absolutely inane way. That's what I want. That's what I want, and that's what I am hopeful for. Will that happen? Absolutely not.
But what's your thought process for what's actually gonna
Jason's
happen?
gonna come back. They're not gonna explain it away. It'll have nothing to do with the last film.
That's your actual guess for what's gonna
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah, I was wrong last time.
Okay.
I'll be wrong again.
Fair enough.
This fucking
Okay.
movie.
Well, it came out in 1986. Description.
Okay.
Bad decisions were made.
Oh God! No! No! Okay.
I'm sorry, Bob.
No, you're not.
It's an hour and 26 minutes long.
Oh, at least it's short.
It's rated R.
That's nice.
IMDb gave it a 6.0.
That's
See?
we're back up to where the first one
it could
was.
be good.
Okay.
Tomato meter gave it a 50%.
Oh man.
Audience score 53%.
Look here, man. Those are some pretty okay scores. Also, is this just called Friday the 13th Part 6?
Yeah.
That's just all it is? No epithet,
Yep.
nothing? Okay. I wanted to make sure before we moved on. I didn't know if this was Jason Takes Manhattan or not, and I wanted to know.
No. It's actually Roy Takes Manhattan.
Not Roy. Not you, Roy. Oh my God, I hate it.
Wow, that's such an interesting thing you brought up.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Okay. Well, the scores have me more hopeful. And no dumb epithet, so we're looking good.
Hey, Bob.
Yep.
2 nominations.
Ooh.
No wins.
Nice.
Notable actors. Jennifer Cook as Megan. She also played Elizabeth Maxwell from V. She was on 19 episodes from 1984 to 1985. Interesting thing about Megan is you can shorten that name.
Nice.
All right. David Kagan as Sheriff Garris. He played Sergeant Sweeney and Mr. Corday from General Hospital. He was on 10 episodes between 2009 and 2011. Renee Jones as Sissy. She played Lexi Carver and Nikki Wade from Days of Our Lives. Do you want to take a guess on just how many episodes she was on?
Oh.
I can give you the years if you want.
Sure.
1982 to 2012.
Oh, 600.
No.
Easy 600.
Well, higher.
I know. Oh. 1,200.
Higher.
No fucking. Oh, yeah, because there's one episode a day of that show.
1,752.
Dude, my mom loves that show. I can't understand how soaps get made, bro. One episode a day shooting
Cheaply.
is insane.
Cheaply.
And they're like long, too. They're like an hour apiece.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What's more impressive is the writing teams.
They have to churn out some bullshit.
Yeah. It's my evil twin,
Oh, God.
Pablo.
I used to watch so many episodes of that show because my mom would watch it, and, like, it's so bad. It's so bad. So much of that.
What's going to be so interesting, though, is, like, there's so much content from those shows now. They're just going to be able to do AI writers for everything eventually.
Oh, my God. Just plug all the scripts into some fucking AI and see what happens.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Which sucks for the writers because they're real troopers. But
Yeah, they have to be, bro.
All right. Carrie Noonan as Paula. She played Jane Manners and Lucille from Days of Our Lives. She was on 4 episodes between 1993 and 95.
Damn.
Darcy DeMoss as Nikki. She played Patty in Can't Buy Me Love. Tom Fridley as Court. He played a prison guard in Face Off. Nancy McLaughlin as Lizbeth. She played Dr. Bernardi in Sometimes They Come Back. Vincent Guastafaro as Deputy Rick Colon. He played George in Jacks Were Better. And then finally, and most famously, Tony Goldwyn as Darren. Actually kind of a big name actor. And I think this was like his first movie role, if not his first role. Don't know off the top of my head. He's been in a couple things like the Belko Experiment, but he's actually also been in a movie you'd know, Bob. He voiced Tarzan in Tarzan.
Oh, okay. That's actually pretty cool. I thought you were, like, messing with me for a second. I didn't know his name. That's cool.
No, you might recognize his face because he's been in a lot of stuff.
Okay.
All right, director Tom McLaughlin. He also directed Sometimes They Come Back. Writer Tom McLaughlin.
Oh, he
He
directed
also
and
wrote- Date with an Angel. Budget was estimated at $3 million, so pretty high
That's a lot. Like, not
for
a
this
lot.
franchise.
For this franchise, like, I don't think any of them have hit, like, 3. It's always been, like, 2 or a little less than, like, between 1 and 2. And, like, maybe a little more than 2. If I remember correctly. I might be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty high for this franchise.
I think it is, too.
I think it might be the highest so far.
That's crazy.
But the box office, $19.4 million.
Oh.
So lowest box office yet,
But
And
the
also-
highest budget.
the highest budget.
Look,
So worst ratio.
people got burned by 5, man. That's how I feel, at least. Like, I'm going to be real.
All right, well. Country of origin, United States.
Okay.
Its fake working title, Aladdin Sane.
Okay.
And the tagline, Kill or Be Killed.
Kill or be killed. I mean, okay. That's... That I don't know if that really works for a Friday the 13th film, in my opinion. But whatever. Like, it doesn't feel good. Because, like, you can't kill Jason.
Yeah, but you can kill other people.
Yeah. I don't know.
Like maybe a random paramedic that dresses up as our boy. Hint,
Yeah.
hint.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna go watch the movie.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had any facts or anything.
No.
Okay. Well, see you guys after the movie.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Hi. Oh my god.
So we finished the movie, and I think right off the bat, I need to spoil a little secret. See, I lied about the name. It's Friday the 13th, Part 6. Jason Lives.
Yeah.
I didn't want to tell Bob because it kind of gives away the premise of this movie.
Yeah.
And going forward, that's gonna kind of be how this is gonna work, Bob. I'm just telling you right now.
Okay.
Because
Well.
the epithets get egregious. They just
Well-
get egregious.
Okay. I mean, yeah, there are some pretty dumb ones later I know about, but
You know about one.
I know about 1, 2.
What do you know about?
Well, there's Jason X. There's
That's
Jason
not-
Takes Manhattan.
That's just the name. That's just Jason X.
Yeah, but I know what that one's about. So I don't know. Wasn't there one like Friday New Blood is one of them?
Yeah.
Yep, that's one of them.
We just watched that one.
No, we didn't. Is that what 5 was?
Was it? Did I just lie to you?
I don't remember.
Anyways, yeah, we watched the movie. I guess I'll just go into the description here really quick, and then we can kind of discuss it. I don't have much to say about it. I don't know
have
about you,
some
Bob.
things to say, but we'll talk about it. I mean, it'll be interesting.
Okay. I mean, straight off the bat, it's a pretty simple plot. Tommy Jarvis is back,
Yeah,
so that's kind of cool.
it is cool.
It's the third Tommy Jarvis movie.
In a row, which is surprising.
Yes, the Tommy Jarvis trilogy.
It's kind of interesting to me that they haven't really done that yet with any other like parts of this series. Like there hasn't been a main character, but this 3 movies in a row, we kind of have a main character.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
It's Tommy Jarvis. But yeah, Tommy's back, and like I said at the beginning, bad decisions were made. He's like, you know what? I gotta confirm Jason's been dead for the last 6 years. Because by the way, guys, this is taking place in 1991.
A year after the previous film.
Right. So still keeping it 5 years ahead of time.
For
But
some
anyways, bad decisions are made. He's like, I'm gonna confirm that Jason's dead. So he digs up dead Jason, shoves a freaking wrought iron like pole in his chest.
reason. In a fit of rage.
In a fit of I'm not rage is maybe the wrong word for what that was. Maybe a little episode. But then Jason gets Frankensteined back to life. It's awesome. And then we just got zombie Jason. Birth of zombie Jason. That's the plot.
You haven't even gotten to what happens after that.
I mean, Tommy's trying to stop it, and Jason's Jasoning.
Yeah, just killing campers
Yep.
per usual.
Okay, we're gonna get into describing the movie. I mean, spoilers ahead. So, yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Go ahead, Bob.
I'm gonna open with this.
Mr. Negative Nancy.
I'm
Bob's
not-
been
Oh my
Bob's
god.
been a Debbie Downer the whole movie. No, he's
No,
gonna get mad about it that I'm calling him out.
No, I'm getting mad because you're calling me a negative Nancy when I wasn't being negative at all. I was just trying to. No, I'm not even getting into this right now. Look, this movie, and it's not bad, and I like it. It's fun. It's just really, really different, I think, from every other one that we've seen, except for maybe 5. But 5 was goofy because of the way the actors portrayed their characters. This movie is weirdly funny, which I didn't like. It. I don't know. I felt weird about some of the funny bits mixed in with all the other stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
It's fun for sure, but I just don't know how I feel about it. Like I don't know. It's kind of off-putting, even though it's enjoyable sometimes. Like it feels like it's finally hit its stride in being a campy B-movie slasher, the 6th movie in somehow.
That is not how I describe this film at all.
That's how it felt to me.
That's a bad description of it.
Okay.
Not to shit on you, Bob. It's an okay description.
That's all you've been
of
doing
it.
all night, all morning. So it's
No,
okay.
no, I've been supportive. You've been
Yeah,
mean.
okay.
Bob's been very mean when he's moody. Now he's like, "Fuck you."
I don't know. I just feel like there's so much stuff where it's just like it just felt off in a lot of ways to me, but not in like a bad way. It's different, I guess.
Bob's like, "I don't know what to think about this. I don't think I liked it, but I don't know."
Yeah, mostly like some of it is pretty funny, but then
Not to be this guy, Bob, but you were really just not having it the whole movie. Like every time something would happen, you go, "Oh."
because like I'm gonna be honest, the whole Jason gets struck by lightning and comes back to life thing is a bit absurd.
It's the best part.
It's so ridiculous.
That's the point. Okay. Let me break this down for you because I think you're just going to spiral here where you're just like, "Meh." What this film is, very interestingly, is like a very, very, very early example of a meta slasher movie. Because we talk about how like kind of Scream made that as a thing.
Yeah.
But that's what this film is. Like 10 years earlier. Most of the film is goofy because it's referential
Mm-hmm.
and it's poking at like slasher tropes.
Yeah.
And it creates a pretty humorous, well thought out movie. And so a lot of the things that I think you thought were absurd are in there because they're jokes to other horror movies.
Mm.
For instance, you're like, "Oh, the stupid Frankenstein thing." No! That's the coolest way you could possibly bring back this killer. You reference the OG zombie of horror, Frankenstein. And I mean, going even further, Tommy has this whole plan going on the whole movie for how to kill Jason. And it's you bring Jason back to his home turf
Yeah.
to kill him, which is totally a reference to vampires.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
by the way.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
and-
if you trap them in their coffin, they can't get out. Yeah, okay.
Basically, the whole movie's that. It's just references everywhere. Jokes about other horror movies or like genre tropes. There's a couple who's just there to be bodies, which is like a thing in this movie.
Yeah, there are tons of people that just show up purely to die.
Which is great. Because not only is that a genre trope with how blatant this is, but it's, fun characters to pad the time with.
Mm-hmm.
But one couple's there just randomly having sex in the woods.
No, they weren't having sex.
But the joke is that the girlfriend's like, "I thought you were just taking me to have sex in the woods." And he's like, I don't feel like having sex with you anymore. I proposed and I feel put out. That's what you thought of me.
Yeah.
Point being, this film's filled with references. It's very funny. I love it. I can get how it's a little off-putting.
It's that's how I feel. Like it's fun and I enjoyed myself, but it's so off-putting. Coming off of like, I'm just gonna skip 5, 4. Like 4 is like, I would say up to this point, not these movies are serious, but they're kind of grounded in like a little bit of reality.
That is a description you could use, I guess.
And this one just kind of like went like,
no,
ah,
this
yes.
one leans into absurdism. However, I think unlike 5, which has like a lot of absurdism there, this one kind of balances its absurd elements with some actual like plot.
Yeah.
In fact, the thing like you described this as what a goofy B movie slasher. Is that your
Yeah.
wording?
That's what I felt like.
What it really is, it's a meta slasher with an actual plot, which we haven't seen
Yeah.
in a Friday the 13th movie.
Mhm.
But more importantly, it's like an actual movie. So 1 through 5, right, are very, and I hate to say this, almost amateurish. They're very B movie-esque, mostly in like shot composition and stuff like
Mhm.
that. I mean, I think the closest we get to some really, really cinematic scenes is the opening of 4, the final
with
chapter with,
with like the cuts and everything.
the copters and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean.
that long take. And that's stuff like that has been missing from the franchise for the whole franchise.
Yeah.
And what this movie does is it really does take everything and start to make it more movie-esque. If
Maybe
that
I
makes
don't
sense.
like that.
There's some big framing shots. There's some actually like put together scenes. I mean, there's a whole like camp that's actually well thought out with how it's planned and designed.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a well done movie overall. And again, I think some people don't necessarily like goofiness in their slasher films, but
See, that's
this
what's
one's
weird is
well executed.
I like goofy slasher films, and and I know that that's true.
I don't know if I know that's true, Bob, because you were such a downer the whole movie. There's so much fun stuff in this film. Like, there's a visual gag on screen at one point where a character is about to get murdered by Jason and starts trying to pull out their wallet to pay him off so they leave him alone. And Bob's shaking his head at this because he's a fucking loser. And then they get murdered, obviously. And on screen we get to see their credit card, which is an American Express card. Great visual gag. I told Bob that. He went, ugh.
I just don't think it's funny.
'Cause you suck.
I genuinely don't think that was funny. Like, I get why it's supposed to be funny.
'Cause
I
you
just
suck.
don't enjoy. Like, it doesn't make me laugh.
'Cause you suck.
No, that's what I'm saying. This whole film was a bunch of stuff where I went, I'm supposed to laugh at that, but I didn't think it was that funny.
I think you decide not to like this movie at the beginning because of the Frankenstein thing, and then you were just a downer the whole time.
No, because like there were parts of this movie that I genuinely enjoyed and had a really good time with. And also, like, the acting performances from these characters they're not amazing, but they do a pretty solid job, especially Tom Matthews. Tommy Jarvis is top tier, bro. He's fucking sick. Like, and I don't know, I didn't vibe with the goofiness of this film at all in a lot of cases. And it was just kind of, I don't know. I really can't
Well,
put my finger on it.
If you didn't like it, that's the best part of this movie, so don't
Well-
be a Bob if you want to watch this film. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff spread throughout it, especially for references to other horror movies that aren't just a part of the whole meta jokes. For instance, like, they keep referencing the closest town nearby to Crystal Lake, which Crystal Lake has been renamed in this film to what, Green Lake?
I thought it was Green Point
I don't know.
or something. It wasn't
Whatever.
Lake. It was Green something.
The closest nearby town is Carpenter,
Mm-hmm.
which is obviously a jokey reference
About
to John
John.
Carpenter.
Good old Johnny.
And there's a bunch of stuff like that spread out throughout the movie.
Mhm.
Like, for instance, I think one of the most interesting parts about this movie is because of that whole like B plot of they have to return Jason to where he died,
Yeah.
like his stomping ground. Camp Crystal Lake is in this movie. It's the
Mhm.
first time Camp Crystal Lake has been in this movie since the first one, really.
yeah.
Because we don't get to see it in the second film.
Yeah, they're just like near Camp Crystal Lake.
And in the third film,
it's a different lake.
it's a different camp
or no, it's a different camp. You're right.
because it's a counselor camp.
yeah.
And then the fourth one, it's just on the lake.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fifth one is somewhere.
Literally somewhere.
Somewhere on the lake again. Anyways, so it's the first time we've been back since the first movie, so that's super cool. But even more importantly, and I think this is probably the coolest part about the whole camp setting, is there's actually kids at the camp.
Yeah,
That's not something we've seen before, except for the cold open of the first movie.
I was surprised because that's something that they haven't done before.
Now, thankfully, if you don't know this, Jason usually leaves children alone
Yeah.
because he's a child at heart.
I really thought some kids were gonna get murdered in this movie.
Nah, it's fine.
I was anticipating it. I was like, oh god, no, not
Yeah.
the children.
He's not Freddy, which I bring that up because there's a great Nightmare on Elm Street reference here. Probably the best reference in the whole film. Bob didn't catch it
No.
because Bob was too busy being the negative Nancy. Oh, you can't see it, but he's really mad at me. There's only one named Camper in the entire movie.
Oh my god.
There it
I
is.
did not catch that at all,
Their
bro.
name's Nancy,
Yeah.
and their introduction is they wake up from a bad dream
Mm-hmm.
where in their dream are being chased by a monster, and when one of the counselors asks them, they're like, "Hey, it's just a dream," and the kid's like, "No, it's real."
Yeah, that's really good. I didn't catch that. My brain didn't process that as like a
there's
whole
almost
thing.
like there was a bunch of stuff in the movie that was just like that.
Mm.
Got no reaction for Bob, and I'd go, and he'd go, "Huh?" All right. Aside from that, do you have anything else you want to mention?
We could talk about this is something that I thought was pretty cool. Because this movie has a different kind of tone and it's like a meta movie, some of these kills are absurd.
Oh, they're all absurd.
They're all absurd, and I loved it. That's part of my favorite part of the film. Was watching all these people get murked in all these awesome ways. Like, we're not going to talk about them, of course, because, like, spoilers about who lives and who dies. But there are some where I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened to that person.
No, a lot of the deaths are very cartoony.
They remind me a lot of, like, Hatchet.
I will say
Which, you know,
there's no Hatchet in this film. You mean Machete? You mean like the movie Hatchet?
yes,
Okay.
that's exactly what I meant.
Sure. Sure. No, yeah, I mean they're very absurd kills, but they're not really creative, I will say. They lack a lot of the creativity of even the last movie.
Do you really think so?
Yeah, there's a couple that are good, like for creativity, but again, spoiler here, almost all of them are machete based. Now, there are getting back into the meta thing, there are so many kills though that are just perfectly set up by the character before they die.
Yeah.
Like I'll just say it right now because it was the cold open one. The character who dies in the cold open references they feel like what is it, like their heart's gonna come out of their chest.
Yeah. No, I mean, I thought all the kills in the movie were really fun, and I thought some of them were really creative, and it's like stuff that I just didn't expect to see. You know?
Yeah, but I think that was more because of how absurd they were, and less because of how they happened.
Maybe.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess on that note, if you don't have anything else,
Do you have? Oh, well, we haven't done our guessing game.
I know that's what I was gonna do right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch. All right. First of all, we've mentioned Tommy Jarvis is in this film, and he's played by Tom Matthews, who we most famously know as Freddy in Return of the Living Dead and Joey in Return of the Living Dead Part 2. As for the Jasons, who do you think Jason is?
You know, you told me his name before we started, and I forgot it already. Not the Jason, but the dude I wanted to guess.
Yeah.
Because it's someone we've seen before in a different movie.
Do you need me to tell you again?
Yes, because I forgot, and that's my fault. And actually, I have a theory this time, and I'll tell the audience my theory as well.
Bob thinks it's Derek Mears who played Hawes in Hatchet 3. He's the bald guy.
Yes, and I'm purely a guess because, and this is just me putting two and two together and assuming that maybe they did this because it's funny. I think it's him because his character's name in Hatchet 3 is Hawes, and Tommy Jarvis's friend at the beginning of this film is also named Hawes, and I thought they went, that's a funny reference. Like, you were in this movie with this character that has this name. Just a guess. I was probably wrong.
It's very wrong. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, who
Yeah.
was it, Ben? I had a guess.
I mean, it was a guess. It was a guess. The Jason actor is C.J. Graham.
Okay.
He hasn't done too much else, but he played groundskeeper Ron in Teddy Told Me To. And he is the credited Jason actor. He's the main one. There is two uncredited Jason actors.
Oh, damn.
One of them is Christopher Swift, and he plays Jason in the opening scene.
Okay.
He's I think a makeup artist.
Hmm.
So he did makeup department with Stan Winston Studios on Pandorum, which is like a sci-fi movie. And then the other one is Dan Bradley, and he's also uncredited, but he is Jason during the paintball scene, which we haven't talked about, but it's kind of a weird scene in this film.
Okay, just that specific.
Just that scene. And very interestingly enough, he was supposed to be Jason in the entire film, but was replaced because he was too big.
God damn it! That's why you kept looking at me going, "Why is he so thick?" I didn't understand. I was like, "He just looks like Jason." What do you mean?
Nah, he's a much bigger dude than CJ Graham.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
A little bit wider.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. While we're on the topic of the Jason actor, we can talk about Jason's makeup. Because Jason has been zombified in this film, it looks all like decayed and kind of gross. Because you can see the back of his head, he's bald.
Yeah, he looks mummified.
He looks kind of mummified and gross, and I like it. It's kind of cool. I like the way they make him look in this film. I also like the way he acts in this film because it's almost Michael-esque in a lot of ways. There's a lot of Jason just kind of standing around looking at people. I enjoy that stuff.
I was with you until you said Michael-esque.
What?
And then you ruined it.
How am I ruining it by comparing him to a slasher that predates him and does similar things?
Fuck you. That's why.
This is why I'm being a Debbie Downer. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck
you. Okay.
No, I really like the way Jason acts in this film because it's like
That's fair. It's not really Michael-esque, though. He does do some staring, but I think that's like potato, you know?
I mean, that's fair.
Really, the way he acts it's very particular and odd. It's almost robotic because he'll be like halfway through a motion and then he'll stop and do
Mhm.
these pivot twists.
Yeah, which we haven't really seen like him do that before.
No, it's a very robotic or even Frankenstein as way of moving. I don't know. I don't really have much more to say about this movie. It's kind of hard to talk about if you don't appreciate all the references, and Bob didn't, so yeah.
I mean, they're fine. I don't know. I just didn't think they were as funny as you did,
So
I guess.
many. They were so cool. Like there's a literal James Bond opening.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Fuck you. That is
I if I don't pick up on it, how am I supposed to
know.
appreciate it?
It's frustrating though
I mean,
because I can't discuss it with you.
you could point it out
I did, and you just went, "Oh, that's cool."
because like you're just pointing it out and not going, "That's a reference to X thing." You're just going, "Oh, look at that," and I go, "That's fine."
All right, Bob. Go do your stupid recommendations.
I don't think I've ever seen you this mad at me during an episode. Like, I don't know what you want from me, man. There's just a lot of this film where I was going, "That's mildly funny, I guess."
I want you to not make this a bad experience. That's all I wanted.
How am I making it a bad experience?
Because you're unpleasant.
How am I being unpleasant? I just wasn't as entertained as you.
Exactly.
Okay. Look, this is a much better film than 5. So if you watched 5 and went, "I hated that," keep going. Watch 6. It's up. We're going up, baby. Let me look. Oh, actually, hold on. Sorry to interrupt the recommendations. Do you know who did the makeup and stuff on this film? Like the practical effects and stuff?
Not off the top of my head, but I
Okay.
assume that one guy I just mentioned.
Oh, yeah, okay. So it's not Thomas.
No. He came back for the 4th one and was like, "I'm waving my hands of this."
I would love to see Thomas return. Anyway, if you like ridiculous, over-the-top, absurd kills in horror movies, I think this has some really, really good ones. So if you're into that, check it out. If you like Tom Matthews, I think Tom Matthews does a pretty bang-up job as Tommy Jarvis. It's very different than the Tommy Jarvis in 5.
And also the 1 and 4.
Well, because with that, yeah, he if he acted like the way Corey Feldman acted in 4, it'd be very confusing.
Yes, it would, but it needs to be pointed out.
It does. So he does a really, really good job. So if you're a fan of him, check it out for that. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I don't have anything else.
All right. I mean, big thing with this one, it's a Friday the 13th film. So if you want to see Jason, and specifically Zombie Jason, if you're a fan of Zombie Jason, here he is, boys and girls. But my main thing for this movie, as far as recommendations go, is if you're looking for like a meta slasher, but very specifically a very early one, and one that's pretty focused on the humor and that aspect of like meta jokes, this is for you. Additionally, it has a lot of like pretty well thought out references to other horror media, like the whole Frankenstein thing, but also like the Nancy Camper thing, a lot of stuff like that. So if that sounds interesting to you, and you're willing to give that a chance, Bob,
I gave it a chance. It just all went over my head.
you'll like it. Probably, maybe, I don't know. All right, Bob, give it your rating.
Okay. I think it's fun. A
Yeah.
lot of the shit went over my head, but
You know this is a lot of people's favorite.
really?
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, I totally could see that. It's just like, for me, meh. I didn't get all the jokes, so I didn't appreciate it as much as you did, and as much as other people, right? But I still like Tom Matthews, and I still like a lot of the kills in this movie. We haven't even talked about. They do some really cool stunts in this film too. One very specifically cool stunt that we haven't seen in a movie like this.
Yeah.
That's pretty rad, and I appreciate that. I also like a lot of the slashers that we watch don't have amazing characterization. This one has some pretty good characters that are like pretty enjoyable. Well, it still has the ability to just have bodies, because it introduces a bunch of random schmucks that get to get murdered by Jason. It's pretty great. What did I give 4? Do you remember?
3.5, maybe 2.5.
3.5. I think I like 4 more than this one.
Oh, 4. I was thinking 5. I don't know what you gave.
No, we
4.
gave 5 a 2.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like a 4.
Okay.
Like, I like this film. I think it's fun, but there's just stuff that went over my head. And also, like, I just think it's so tonally different from what I expected coming in from the rest, and also from the rest of the franchise. So, that was something that was kind of jarring for me, but I mean, it's pretty good.
Okay. All right. I guess it's my turn now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think this film's a lot of fun. It's goofy, but I think in the best way possible for this film, because like the very concept of, oh yeah, we killed Jason, but we're just gonna bring him back and just make him center stage because we all know what you're here for. It's Jason killing people in just outrageous ways.
Yeah.
And so I think going for like the goofy kind of meta take on that, especially for the film you bring him back in, it's just perfect. Additionally, I think there's a lot of like well thought out references, like the Nancy one, that make everything a little bit better. And then additionally, there's actually some decent characterization and overarching story plot here. Not just like, oh, they're at the camp and then Jason murders them. It's like, no, there's Tommy trying to like solve this issue that he created by himself.
On accident. He didn't mean to do that, goddammit.
I actually don't know. Because, like, did he want Jason to come back? No.
No.
But he definitely kind of wanted to kill him again
That's fair.
for the trauma. Anyways, I mean, I think the film is all around pretty decent. And for that, I think I'm going to have to give it 4.
Okay.
I was actually pretty close to giving it a 3.5.
Really?
Yeah, because, to be honest with you, I like this film, right? I think
Mhm.
there's a lot of great moments in it. But I think it's one of those films where if you don't appreciate what this film is going for, you're not going to like it.
I mean, that's fair.
And because what it's going for is so specific with the whole meta aspects and like gaggy humor, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work at all. That's just kind of the issue with this film. And so if you like it, you can really, really like it. But if you don't like that, it can be really, really bad experience for you. And I think if you're someone in the middle ground like Bob was, it's not a bad watch. Like, you're
No, it's
able
not
to appreciate the good parts of the movie, like Tom Matthews
Yeah.
playing Tommy Jarvis, or some of the more minor characters.
Mm-hmm.
But you're really just not going to get the intended experience out of the film. And so you're just going to kind of be like, meh, the whole film.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt. But the film does have some high points, for me at least. Like the kills, I think the kills are pretty creative most of the time. I think they're fun.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with the 4, but I can definitely see how you could rate it a bit lower for that one issue of like, it's kind of niche. especially for a Friday the 13th film.
Yeah.
Okay, on that note, I think we're going to go to the outtakes.
Yeah.
Not sure how many there will be, but we'll see you in a minute.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the outtake section for this episode of Beware the Board. I hope you're enjoying our review of Friday the 13th Part 6 so far. I really like this film. I think it's a bit ridiculous but very fun. But if you do not want any major spoilers from this outtake section, please skip to 41 minutes and 58 seconds immediately. This first clip is our reaction to one of the cold open kills.
Oh, Hawes, you fucking idiot. Oh! He just like Kalimad his ass! That was cool.
This next clip is our reaction to one of the more absurd kills in this film.
All three of them? In one fucking slash? Oh no, Roy. Nice.
This next clip is our reaction to one of Jason's absurd feats of strength in this film.
I'm glad you're having a good time, Court. Nikki's being murdered in this bathroom. Holy shit. He is stupid strong.
Yeah, he's magic now. He's a magic man.
This next clip is our reaction to Jason killing someone and me assuming he kept his classic weapon from the first 5 films.
Oh my god. No fucking way. Ah! That was good. I thought he had
A bow?
no, I thought he had a spear gun.
Ah.
I thought somehow he recovered a spear gun.
He hit it.
Yeah.
Hello. All right. Well, usual stick. This comes out on a Saturday. You're here for that. And then no wait, it's Wednesday.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You were right. No, it's Saturday.
Yeah.
I got confused when you said that.
No, this came out on Wednesday, today. This is part 6. Part 5 came out on Saturday. It's really easy to remember cuz
No, you're right. You are right.
Cuz odds
I was
come out
wrong.
on Saturday and evens come out on Wednesday.
Yep. We're halfway through.
But we're halfway through now. So next Saturday part 7's coming out. So check that one out. And besides that, we're doing regular Friday episodes. So, if you haven't heard our actual podcast, you should probably be listening to that because I'm going to be honest. These episodes are becoming lower and lower the farther we get into the series, just because it's more of the same usually with less artistry. On that note, as usual, check us out wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, other places. We're also on YouTube, which is a great place to show some support, with likes, subscriptions, smacking that bell button, just like your hidden Catherine. And,
No. You should not say that.
what do you mean? It's an expression. Hidden the bottle,
Oh my god. We didn't even talk about him during the episode,
Nope,
bro.
and we're leaving it there.
He's one of my favorite parts of this film.
Yeah. Good old Martin.
Good old Martin.
The most meta character in the entire movie.
You think I'm a fart head? Or whatever
Yeah.
Yeah, like that shit, that was funny.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. Anyways, leave us some comments in the comment section of YouTube videos because it's one of the 2 places you can communicate with us at. The other place is Twitter, which is very specifically the one place you can yell at Bob because he runs the Twitter account.
Don't yell at me, first of all.
So if you want to, give him some crap for being a Debbie Downer during this recording
Debbie
session,
Downer, bro.
for really spoiling my mood, go do it there
Spoiling
at Beware the Board.
Like Ben said, check us out on Twitter. He already told you what the @ is, so I'm not gonna repeat myself. Repeat him. Whatever. I'm fucking having a stroke. On Mondays, I post a spoiler post for that Friday's episode, which is basically a hidden movie cover that you can reveal to see what it is, so you can watch the movie before we do, so when you listen to the episode, you don't get any spoilers. Then, on Friday, or whenever an episode goes live, we post a link to the episode, so if you ever miss an upload, wonder what's something up, there's always a link on our Twitter. Last thing, check us out on TikTok, @BewareTheBoard. We post short clips from old episodes. We post short form content. So if you're into short form content and like the show, check us out on TikTok at Beware the Board and also on YouTube Shorts. We try to keep them semi-consistent with each other, but sometimes TikToks are too long to go on YouTube Shorts. It just depends on the cut. So yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Well, see you guys next time.
Yeah. Bye.